Good credit is the stuff dreams are made of, but life happens and your score might have taken a few hits. If you have some hiccups on your credit report or you just want to keep yours in good standing, we have a credit expert here, Renice Ellis, with some great advice. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This really is one of your passions, is helping people.
Yes, it really is. And credit has literally, that's all I talk about is just credit.
Yeah, that's smart though. And I bet you have good credit and you're managing your stuff. Why is credit so crucial, and why do you think some of your clients aren't grasping this?
Credit is, I just said my favorite question, because it's like your credit profile is like your finance resume. And it shows people, are you responsible, are you reliable or unreliable with good or bad debt? And if you're like your first manager. So that's why I always tell everybody, you know, credit is important because you don't know me, but on paper it shows exactly who you are, and it's like you must take that serious. And a lot of people don't. You'll be surprised.
That's the first impression you're making on people, is they're looking at a piece of paper, looking at your credit score.
Exactly.
What is the biggest mistake that you see people make that hurts their credit?
Not knowing enough about credit. Different credit. And it's like when you apply for credit, an issue is people like don't know exactly what they want to do, and like they think they can just, oh, I'm just going to apply here, I'm just going to do this. No. You must be extremely lock and key when it comes to your credit. And I always tell a lot of people, just don't do anything. Like that's an idea. I don't know where they get that from, actually. So,
what do you mean? Like they don't have any credit cards? They don't build up good credit?
They don't have any credit cards, or they have late payments. And a late payment is extremely important, and it makes my job a little more harder because I have to go in and say, hey, you have a late payment, and why? Right. And if there's no real reasoning, you could have made it on time. Well, I push them to, in the future, make this payment on time because it's extremely important.
How many credit cards should a person have to show that they have good credit? Is one credit card enough?
One credit card is not enough. I know a guy who has 11 credit cards.
Is that good to have 11?
It's called good debt. Yes, it's really good. 11, it's a little extreme, but for the average person, I really feel you should have 2 to 3.
2 to 3, and that are paid off on time.
That are paid off on time.
Here's where it gets slippery for some people, because when I was younger, I would always, if I was shopping at a store and they said, sign up for our card, you get 20% off. Yeah. So I would do that, get the 20% off, and then never use the card again. It turned out that hurt my credit score, even though they were all paid off and I never used them again. Why is it dangerous to sign up for stores' credit cards?
Well, for one, a lender doesn't typically like to see a messy shopper. So you must understand, don't just go apply for credit anywhere. Think about it. Actually, give yourself at least 24 hours.
So if the store says, we'll give you 20% off today if you sign up for our card, what would your advice be then? No?
Don't do the card.
Don't do the card.
Unless you're a frequent shopper there. If that's your store, I feel like you should have a card for that store. But if you never go into like the store, you know, you should not get a credit card.
Okay, and that'll hurt people.
That will hurt people.
How can you fix it when you have bad credit or your credit's not as high as you want it to be?
Okay, there's like 5 things for credit. They go by your payment history, they go by the amount. Your utilization is extremely important.
What do you mean by that?
Like say, out of the 11 credit cards that you have, you can only technically use 30% or less. It's really becoming like, or if you do overly use the amount, you need to pay it off before the billing. So that's what I do. I have all my bills consolidated as one, and I pay on a credit card, and by the time the credit card is due, I make my payment. But if I leave a balance, it must be less than 30%, because typically lenders look at that, how much utilization you use on a credit card.
What's an inquiry, and why are those so important?
Inquiries are extremely important. Again, the lender wants to see, are you responsible about your credit, or are you just desperate to get funding? And they do not like that if you have 20 inquiries. Literally 1 to 2 inquiries a year is what they recommend.
And that's it?
That's it.
Credit expert Renice Ellis, thank you.
Thank you.